Good afternoon and welcome to Gangneung, Korea. We're here for the VoIP Defender World Junior Curling Championships 2017 in the Olympic Gangneung Curling Center. The Olympic rings, designed in 1912, were originally representing the 5 continents, with the colors composing every competing nation's flag at that time. We will see competition across the continents this afternoon as Scotland take on USA in the women's session number 9. My name's Sander Olvag, and I'm joined by my lovely commentator, Eleanor Adviento. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Sander.
We shall meet the teams, and we'll have our first look at Scotland. At lead, we'll have Sophie Sinclair. At second is Millie Smith. Third and vice skip is Naomi Brown, and the team is skipped by Sophie Jackson. Alternate is Laura Barr, and coach is Kate Brewster.
So, leading Team USA will be Alison Howell. On second is Jenna Burcheski. On third, Christine McMakin. And skipping Team USA will be Anne-Marie Duberstein. On alternate is Madison Bear. And coaching Team USA is Bev Schrader.
So let's take a look at how the teams stack up so far. You'll see Canada, Scotland and Sweden at top at 5 wins and 1 loss. After that, we have Korea and Switzerland on 4 and 2. While USA featured tonight, they're at 3 and 3, so a bit of a must-win for them. Russia struggling at 2 and 4, and it's safe to say that Japan, Turkey and Hungary at the bottom very much out of contention for a playoff spot now, fighting relegation. We'll see the other games on this afternoon. On sheet B, it's Sweden playing Korea. On sheet C, it is Turkey facing off against Hungary. And on sheet Delta, it's Canada playing Japan. And in the background, you can hear the final few tunes of the Swedish national anthem as the Swedish girls are being honored. And there you have it. Du gamla, du fria. Is the name of Sweden's national anthem. You old, you free. Well, it's not about Sweden this afternoon. It's all about Scotland and the USA. Should be a good one. And to deliver some pre-game predictions, we have Eleanor. Her opinion?
Yeah, of course. So despite USA winning silver at the 2016 World Junior Curling Championships, the Scottish ladies here are the favourites coming into this game. Team Scotland is having such a strong week so far, but you know, Sophie Jackson has yet to improve on weight control in her draws, so it's really important for her to remember to throw to her sweepers and not to over or underthrow these draws. As for Team USA, they're gonna have to win their next 3 games if they want to have a fighting chance to get a place in the playoffs. So I think we're going to see the girls go on full force here. Even though USA has scored a 4-ender and a whopping 6-ender this week, I don't think Sophie Jackson will allow Yellowstones to build up in the house. On top of that, neither teams are blanking teams, so instead I think we can expect to see exchanges of low scores throughout the entire game.
All right, and we'll see if those predictions ring true. As you see the countdown for the game to start at 10 seconds here, which means the player can kick off out the hack anytime. And it is Alison Howell to lead us off here in the very first end.
Lots of room. A little up. Justine's rock. Looks like it's digging. Yeah, a little bit, but still 7. Yeah. Still 7.
Alison, ranked 4th overall in terms of stats among leads, has been setting up the ends pretty well for Team USA and have been giving them opportunities to control the game. And I think Anne-Marie Duberstein just needs to use these lead stones efficiently to really take advantage of the free guard zone rule. But as you'll see this end, we've just drawn it into the house.
Yeah, and it's lead for Scotland. Sophie Sinclair to play the hit, so a bit of a cautious start for both teams, really. USA having the chance to put up the guard and use the free guard zone. That way Scotland wouldn't be allowed to hit it, but coming into the house, allowing Scotland to do so, and their choice is to play the hit. So very much a start of a blank end, unless we see a mistake or two.
10, 9-5, 9-5. Yep.
It's a chance for both teams to play a few simple shots and just calm some nerves, perhaps, and bank some clock. Here we do see a slight mistake, just enough to get that roadstone out, but now it'll be up to Scotland to choose if they want to throw a corner guard and maybe go for a soft 2 here.
Yeah, I think
But it is the draw to the wing that's called by Sophie Jackson, so still in defensive mode here, and probably be wanting to blank the end here. Good chance for Sophie Sinclair to find her draw weight. Scotland, of course, having the first practice. Both teams having a 9-minute practice before the game starts, and then also a tee draw. 2 players from each team play 1 draw as close to the center of the house as they can. Whatever teams are closest overall, they win the last on advantage, and of course that was Scotland.
With 63.1 centimeters compared to the United States of 176.1 centimeters.
This is Jenna Brzezinski
Gotta go.
with the intern hit. Meaning to use our sweepers on this occasion, but to no help as that will overcurl. And an early miscue by the American second player.
Just keep an eye.
Scotland now with a chance to split the rings. So trying to put this on the other side and keep the stones level, leave no double. That is the mission for Millie Smith.
Out there, whoa, heads up. Alex here still. 7-8.
So here are the girls calling out 7-8, 7 being T-line.
9.
Now calling 9, and that would be about back of the 8-foot, but maybe just a little hopeful, as it will. Oh, actually, just hang around. We'll take a look at the rules of play in the round-robin stage. It is a minimum of 6 ends having to be played, and both teams are awarded 38 minutes of thinking time to finish this 10-end game. And you're allowed 1 60-second timeout at any given point for your coach to come out and to help you out.
Whoa. Close. Close, yep.
And Jenna Brzezinski making amends here with a nice double.
Yeah.
That works out well.
Control. Yeah.
Not looking too overwhelmed. I think maybe the call was the hit and roll, but of course the double is always a perfectly good option, even better really. And now USA really out of trouble. And again, we're heading for a blank end here.
Hard, right to it, so hard. Good. It's good, Millie.
Millie Smith makes the hit and stick. And now we'll have our first look at third and vice skip for USA. It is Christine McMakin finding her way to the hack.
It would be nice to get a small roll to the wings out here to lie on top of the red stones at the back.
Yep. Off. That's good.
But just on the nose with that shot.
See if Scotland chooses to maybe make that roll. Naomi Brown is third for Team Scotland.
Yep. Right to it. Hard. Right to it. Hard. Clean. Good.
And she makes a nice nose hit.
Christine McMakin going for the hit and roll to the center of the house.
Yep. 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 Hard! Hard! Hard!
Yeah, some early slip-ups from USA here in the first end, but nothing too major. Naomi Brown gets a chance to play a draw to the wing. Brown, of course, one of the most experienced players at the World Juniors, featuring in her 4th consecutive World Junior Championship, having played third for Gina Aiken on 2 occasions, picking up a silver medal a few years back. Also played third for Sophie Jackson last year in Tornby, Denmark. She'll make a nice draw.
Yep, I like that. 10?
Wait.
Throwing 10, right? Yeah. Oh, okay. 10.
And here is Anne-Marie Tuberstein, the American skip.
Whoa! Whoa! Ah! Yep! 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 Whoa! 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 Good. Good sweep, guys.
Having a tough day yesterday, losing out to both Russia and Korea.
That's fine. I'm so uncomfortable right now with a thing on my butt.
You held Naomi's lot.
And here skip Sophie Jackson for Team Scotland.
No. Oh.
Had a disappointing championship last year. Finished at 2 and 7, and were relegated to the B division, or the World Qualifier event. That was held in Östersund, Sweden this January. Of course, they qualified through that, and now they're here.
Yeah, they won gold at the World Junior Bs.
Probably not a bad thing to have played that competition.
It's quite
It was a good preparation to come here. Very much the same format.
To all the other games.
Shot in pretty quick through wings. 6 was 1481 and you swept it to 6.
We could have got it to 6. I just
All you guys. T. Clean to make sure. Clean to make sure. Keep looking. Looks nice. Looks real nice. All the way in. Go. Go. First little go. Keep going. Right there's nice, right there. Good throw in. Good sweep, guys. Good.
straight.
Now with that draw to the top of the 8th foot.
Yeah.
Only one thing is left,
Nice.
and it is the blank attempt from Sophie Jackson. There's a few catchers in the back,
I think
so
this hand's easier.
not wanting to run this over towards the red stones. Playing this on the out turn. Might just be a chance to jam on the yellow as well, but
That's what I'm wondering. But you've
less
got a
chance,
to put it on
perhaps.
tail as well.
I'd say it's pretty much the same here. A She's really unlucky. She'll dead jam it on the back yellow and actually give up a steal of 1. Last stone of the first end.
Whoa! Yep! Whoa! Yep! And it's sounding pretty good.
Does jam, but rolls out. So will be a blank end here in the first, as we have seen many of times this week. And I'm sure we'll get some more action in the second.
If we caught any less than that, it was jam.
Fair. I thought it had to be like the less the better. Maybe not. Anyway.
Welcome back to Sheet Alpha, Scotland, USA, in the women's competition of this World Junior Curling Championships. No score so far, as lead Alison Howell will start us off with a really nice draw to the top of the forefoot. And the corner guard is called by Scotland, so we will get the ball rolling here.
Scotland thinking this ends a good time to score. And a very nice corner guard put up there. And a centre guard there. A bit high. They were calling out 2 initially, which means mid guard. But then the weight call was switched to a 1, which is a high guard.
Sophie Sinclair makes the hit and roll to the wing. It's pretty good, that. Gets to play away from the center. Interesting call here from Duberstein to play the hit and roll off the corner guard. So wanting to remove the corner, but still do a little more than that. Actually roll the shooter to the center line, that way keeping the play along the middle. It's pretty tough one to make, I have to say. She'll actually catch the high side here and roll out. And that's not too bad of an option.
And here we see the guard to be peeled off.
And this is Kate Brewster, coach for Scotland. Looking on she's had quite the year so far, having attended, of course, the World Junior B event, but also there for the World University Games in Almaty. So she's barely been home since New Year's. Lots of dedication
Needs to move.
to the sport.
Oh, no. Hard, so. Yep. Whoa. Good, Melly.
And here we have the American coach, Bev Schroeder,
Like this.
from Medford, Wisconsin. And she started curling back in 1966. So she's got a few years on us, Eleanor.
She tells us that she's celebrating her 50th year of curling this year without having missed a single season.
Watch the back one, too. I know.
Now that's dedication, I think.
That's good. I just gave
Yeah,
way
that's
too much.
definitely dedication. And we see this guard being peeled. And it's very much the same situation we had in the first end, where Scotland now gets the chance to split the rings.
Out an 05.
Of course, very nice to be able to split the rings and sit up for two. But sometimes very hard to keep that going for too long. We have 5 stones left.
Line's tight.
That will allow USA to make the hit and roll and try and group the stones, eventually try and get a double.
Right here. Looks good. Keep going. Yep. Right here.
That is what happened in the first end.
Hard, Naomi. Go. Hard.
Jenna
Go.
Brucheski made a double after she made a mistake on her first shot. Getting some nice separation here, Millie Smith.
10. Okay.
And as expected, USA will make the hit and roll. So playing the hit and roll off the top one, of course, leaving one more room to roll. Really important to stick around here. You don't want to roll out and leave another draw.
That's good.
Because even if she made the nose hit there, you'd force Scotland to leave a better angle for the roll or the double. And now Scotland can pretty much place their next shot wherever they want to.
Sophie's 8. Sophie's. Take a look. Whoa. Looks like it's running. Whoa. Right here. Sophie's. Hard. Have a look. Yep. Right here. Yep. Hard. Whoa. Clean. Good, Naomi.
10. Okay.
So another draw, and now another attempt at the hit and roll.
Whoa. Close. Yup. Hard. That's good.
Yep. Yeah, I don't mind that. This guy.
Yeah, she's high in the ice, but I think her weight's still up.
Where's up? Oh, no. Close. Whoa. Clean. Yep. Hard. Okay, good. Sorry.
Nice shot by Naomi Brown from Stranraer,
We just lost it.
Am I coming this way?
now residing in Edinburgh.
Yeah.
And her father,
Do them this way.
Norman Brown,
Yeah.
a 5-time European champion.
I thought it would have floated more.
I like this way.
But it was gonna roll out.
And her sister Abby Brown won gold at the 2012 World Junior Curling Champions. and silver at the 2013 as lead.
Yeah, how does that feel, do you think, to have an older sister that's already won the juniors? Does that give you extra incentive to go ahead and get the gold to match your sister?
I think so. I think so. She may have been there to watch those games.
Yep.
Always good to have siblings and other family that's been there and done it. To provide you with some helpful tips.
Oh, right to it. Go, go, go.
Like making,
Good throw.
not quite being able to roll all the way over to the other red stone.
Mind control.
Duberstein, rather.
No, but there's pink barrier. Snows is a disaster.
9-6. I just don't think you were burning yourself.
There.
And now it's Sophie Jackson to make the hit and roll back. Again, get maximum separation. And hope to
Barrier. His nose is
okay.
Yeah.
leave a tough double
Yeah.
for her opposing skip.
I think that ice is good.
Whoa, 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 right off. Right off. Just rolling back, it's just hanging.
Oh,
Okay, so
that's a big mistake from the Scottish skip. You know, they were wanting to make that roll, and then they did discuss the tolerance there, saying, you know, if you make the nose hit, that's pretty good. And then she ends up erring on the wrong side of the tolerance, getting it too thin, rolling out, and of course leaving a very simple shot for USA to deny the Scots their two here.
And that has been a common theme for Sophie Jackson this week, unfortunately. And it's something that she will have to improve on going forward.
Yep.
Well, Duberstein can't believe her luck here.
Yep.
Just needing to make this redstone go away, but of course,
Clean. Yep. Yep.
it'd be very nice to leave a yellow one in there and
That's nice.
force Sophie Jackson to make the blank again.
Good. Good start.
At some point, you might see the blank attempt missed, of course.
Yeah, I know, it's narrow.
That could be a real easy force for the USA. If Sophie Jackson can't pull this off now. She made the blank in the first end on her out turn. This is now the in turn. Last stone of the second end. And she's not looking too happy with her throw here.
whoa, whoa.
Maybe now trying to go across.
Hard, Millie.
And she will actually do that.
That's good, Sophie.
So a bad throw, but a good result for the Scottish skip. Gets away with that, and it's another blank end. Looking a little bit worried just now, but they will still have the last stone as we come back with the third end.
Right, so
good
yeah,
end.
just yeah, yours just.
Great. 2. Okay, Jenna's zone. Where?
We're right back in here. Third end
Look good.
of this
On it,
afternoon game between Scotland and USA. Still no score.
Handle.
The teams have definitely tried, but somehow just ends up being a blank. But third time's a charm, that's what they say.
Watch your release. Just as you're turning them a little bit.
And Scotland has had chances to put a deuce up on the board, actually, in both ends. In the first, USA made a nice double to stop that from happening. And in the second end, Sophie Jackson rolling out on her first shot also prevented them from scoring two.
Hard, 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 hard.
And now definitely going harder for it. USA also wanting to get the ball rolling, putting up the center guard. Scotland's putting up the corner.
The centre guard being much better than the one in the previous end, which was quite high, and this one coming close to the house. Even though it's not in the middle, it's more usable, I guess, and it's not as easy to access anything that's buried behind it.
Yep, Jenna, yes, line. Oh, yeah, leave it high. Leave it high.
This one coming up short here, so it's plan B for the Americans. Just going to leave this short as a guard. Now they have two. So we might very well get some stones in play here.
Yeah, would you like go around the corner or go around these yellows?
Well, that's a fair point
Corner.
from Millie Smith.
Don't mind the corner.
Yeah, but the double peel's coming this way.
Oh, I suppose.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
Millie Smith just asking, should we not
Yeah.
go around the corner rather than come around those center guards? Sophie Jackson feeling like
Whoa.
still want to come around the
Okay.
two yellows.
Looks like it really needs
That
to
is the
come
plan.
down.
Whoa, it's massive.
Oh, here, yep. Where are we?
Might have just flinged that one out there a little bit.
Hard, hard, hard. Go, 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 go. Right back, right back, right back. Go, 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 go. Hard, hard, hard,
But
hard, hard.
does seem to be
Good there.
curling up, so maybe just a little heavy for weight. There's the other scores, Eleanor.
So, our neighbours in our featured game, Sheet B, Korea versus Sweden. Korea actually leading, but it's not been updated on TV right now. On Sheet leading by 1 point. On Sheet C, Hungary leading 4-0 to Turkey. And on Sheet D, Japan leading 4-0 against Canada.
Yeah, I believe Turkey also just scored a 3 there. So Hungary leading 4 shots to 3 on Sheet C. Fairly eventful game so far. 7 points awarded over 2 ends.
Good.
Yeah, all 4 games going on right now. The opposing teams are quite evenly matched in my opinion. So it should be a close game on each sheet.
Yeah, we'll keep you up to date on what's happening. As we see Jenna Bercheski making a nice in-turn draw around those center guards. Now Millie Smith looking to open things up here. Gonna get some actions on the yellows. Gonna get 1 and 2. Really good shot there by the Scottish second player.
Exactly what you need coming from a second.
Yep, very much the person to tidy things up when they get off to a bad start.
Millie Smith actually went to the Youth Olympic Games with Team Scotland, skipped by Ross White, who is currently the alternate in the Scottish junior men's team. And the Youth Olympic team was actually coached by Kate Brewster as well, and they finished 5th place.
Wow, interesting result here. Well, that was not planned for. I don't think he'll mind too much. They were looking to actually, again, peel the corner and then roll the shooter over to a center guard, as we saw them try in the second end. Catches it real thin and redirects onto their own yellow, raising it onto the back red, and now they're lying two, so.
Sometimes unexpected things happen and all you can do is say, okay, I'll take it.
Yeah, well, it seems to me that USA won't mind just keeping it a little close here and Maybe just looking for an easy force from Scotland. Try and get the hammer, and then go for their two, not wanting to be take too many risks without the last stone advantage. Now they have a good chance here to actually get that force. A hit to I2 here. Christine McMakin, actually born in Canada, in Calgary, Alberta, but now lives in White Bear Lake, Minnesota.
That's good.
Try this one. Christine's actually been struggling this week, but in this game she's really picked herself up and is making really good shots. They must have had a really good team talk before this game, knowing that they've got to win their next 3 games in order to have a good shot at playoffs.
Yeah, currently at 3 losses right now. I'd say even at 5-4 record, you'd probably sometimes get a chance, maybe a tiebreaker, but definitely not safe at 5-4. So
Yes,
I agree that they would definitely want to try and win their last 3, but I think that goes for every team, wanting to win the remaining games.
The USA are playing against Sweden and Canada after this game. Very tough teams.
Yep. Yep.
Do you like that?
Yeah.
Just there.
Okay. Yep. Controlled.
That was a really good shot.
Yeah, real nice.
You can really hold it.
Double by the third, her sporting idol being Andy Murray, tennis player, Olympic gold champion. So maybe Naomi Brown likes playing doubles in tennis as well.
Yep. 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 Whoa, whoa, whoa. Clean. 9-5. Whoa. Fine.
Duberstein will roll out. Now, it's not a big issue to roll out on those shots, but as a confidence builder, really, you'd really like to make them. You tend to get a little uncertain if you make all these half shots, even if it's not too important.
Okay. Fair enough. I didn't get a time. Jenna said it was a 9-7, so it's not too fast.
And a draw from Sophie Jackson. I can make the same point I just did. Not a huge mistake to make, but those are the kind of shots you'd just like to make, just to make sure you feel good and like you're making your shots. By missing things like that, make you all uncertain and all upset sometimes. It just feels unnecessary.
13:07 was the time of that one.
Yep, it's going to be a little heavy. That's the split times from this blue hog line right there to the next one. 22 meters between the two hog lines. I'm going to get a 13.07 on your watch. That's going to be way heavy. Somewhere between 14 and 14.5 is what we've seen so far this week. Probably around 14.5.
Keep going. That's nice. That came down. Yeah, it did. I had a 14.2 on it long.
14.2 on that. So maybe just a tad slower than yesterday. These things tend to change a little bit throughout the week, but it's been fairly consistent, I'd say, the ice conditions. Ice makers doing a really good job of providing an excellent surface for these players to play on. As we'll see, Sophie Jackson now attempt her third blank. She's made the first two. And third time's always a charm, so see if she gets this one as well. And yes, she has. No problems there. Third blank up the board. No score so far.
Good throw.
But there's many ends to go. And we'll be back shortly with the fourth end.
Just try again.
Yeah.
What can we change to? She just got a really jammy.
She got jammy. That was...
So.
So back in action here. It's the fourth end.
Yep.
No score so far. But UVC definitely looking to force the issue here.
No, keep going.
With a center guard.
Yep.
Wanting this a little closer to the house.
That's good.
I think that's a pretty
Great
decent
throw,
spot where that ends up. Could have been a couple of feet longer. Or tighter to the house, rather.
Deeper, yep. I'm very surprised that Scotland's blanked the first three ends. Prior to this game, they have only blanked 3 ends, and so they've matched that this game. But I think it just shows how patient they're being, because they really want to score there too.
Yeah, well, they definitely set out to blank the first end. In the second, they did get something going. And definitely in the third, we saw them do the same as now. USA putting up the center guard, Scotland, going right for it, putting up the corner. Just didn't quite work out too well for either team. But we'll be seeing the same setup here. And we might get a couple more stones in play in this end.
Let it die. It's over curling. Give her more room. I did.
Draw will find its way to the top of the 12-foot.
That's it. Do you like that?
Sophie Jackson just putting her broom down there to ask the team how much they can see of the stone.
Yeah, hack. Yeah.
They feel they can see enough to make a soft hit and roll, playing hack weight. Meaning if the playing stone wasn't to touch anything, it would make its way to the hack. just enough to punch the yellow stone through the house. And of course, with the softer weight, you will get more curl, more control with the sweeping. And there's a bigger chance your shooter will stick around. They have passed the guard, and they will hit the yellow. And it's going to be just enough to get that yellow out. But the shooter will sit in the open.
Jenna Bercheski wanting to hit and roll to the other side into the center. And hopefully stay behind their guard. Which is exactly what she does.
Control.
Millie Smith playing a solid 77% for the week.
Just peel it.
She's from Perth, Scotland,
Just clean.
where the World Curling Federation have their headquarters.
Fine. That's fine. That's fine, Millie.
The WCF now boasting with 54 member associations. Curling sport is growing, Eleanor. It's just going everywhere. Hitting warmer climates as well. It's always nice.
Maybe one of these days, the World Juniors will be held in Fiji.
That'd be
nice.
awesome. I did hear rumors that they were going to hold that in Hawaii at some point. And, you know, they have a curling club there, the Honolulu Curling Club. I wouldn't mind going there to play a spiel or two. I did curl in Spain.
Oh.
That was nice. The Winter University Games were held there in 2015.
Whoa! Right on. Nothing. Needs to move loads. No. Dig. Whoa. Oh, no. That's fine. Okay.
I think that's
Big 10.
one of the cool things about the sport. Yeah, play actively and competitively. You end up traveling a lot to different sides of the world.
Is there a country you haven't been to, Sander?
There's been there's quite a few, but definitely takes you many places. Curling.
Whoa! Yay!
We're currently in Korea. Which,
Go!
is a very nice country, nice people, good food.
Just over sweeping that one. If they had left it a little bit longer, would have had a nicer roll behind the yellow guard.
Yeah, and you see now this time, Scotland will ignore that yellow and come around everything. So a very nice chance for them to set up for two. You see Naomi Brown just playing an absolutely solid 81%. Some of that experience from her prior World Junior Championships appearances coming into play. Needing some power sweeping on this one from Smith and Sinclair. Just going to nudge the guard, but enough to roll the shooter into the house. Fitness now such a huge part of curling. It's very easy to compare how the athletes look now and then to go back 10 years. They're all just big and strong. We did have the Swedish girls on the broadcast yesterday. They both have national medals in bench pressing. So that's really where the sport is going. If you remember the men's team of Brad Jacobs that won the gold medal in Sochi
Yep.
3 years ago. Those guys are huge. Yeah, a lot of things have happened to the sport since it became an official Olympic sport in 1998 for the Olympics in Nagano, Japan.
Oh, no.
It's garnered a lot more attention.
Hey.
Both from spectators around the world and, of course, Olympic committees. So more funding, etc.
You got it.
Duberstein just ignoring that red because they're already first shot right now. So they're just going to chuck in another second one.
Yep. Nice to see them ignoring the red, not running scared. Pretty hard to get to that yellow stone as it lies, so even if she'll miss this one, it'd be hard for Scotland to make the hit and lie too.
She's still calling sweeps there, clearly.
And it was really helpful that that yellow guard was nudged to cover a bit more of the yellow already shot right now.
Line's a bit tight. Line's nice, switch. Yep, yes,
As you
line.
saw, Anne-Marie's tournament accuracy is 60%, but in this game she's actually throwing 92.
Oh, okay, bring it back here then.
Well, haven't had too many difficult shots faced so far in the game.
That's fine, Anne.
This one just stopping just in time to lie second shot, or second shot to, as to how we can see it on the screen.
Yeah, still allowing Scotland, though, to make the same draw. It doesn't really change anything for them. If anything, now they have backing. If she ever comes a little heavy, she can freeze to the back yellow here and
Can go right to the
first
back
shot stone. There you go.
Do you like that ice?
But remember, she was quite heavy on a couple of draws. So I think, in this situation, I think it's important to just picture a certain spot in the house that you're going to draw it to. Sometimes we can overcompensate by saying, oh, we've got backing.
Line 6. Line's nice.
Line's good.
All you.
Oh, let it move.
Oh.
Millie.
Whoa if you can. Whoa if you can.
Sophie
you
Jackson
swing it?
definitely throws a lot of rotation here.
Yep.
Even if it's
Hard,
not
yep.
Will make the stone run a bit straighter.
Right round. Go. Sophie too. Hard. Right round. Yeah, good sweep.
She finds a decent
That's
spot
fine.
here, though. Shot stone, and even though USA can see some of the red, it's kind of hard to peel it out without jamming on the back yellow.
I mean, but you can get to the inside of it. But
Definitely possible, but
that's good too. I like that.
They don't really need to right now.
well, they're definitely not looking at it. They're just going to play the draw. Seeing how she did play a draw on the first shot.
The last one and popped it a bit. But
She should be close with this one.
oh, okay. It's okay. Makes sense.
Even if she's not completely frozen here,
That's
if
like
she can find a good line and line shot position, it'll be hard for Scotland to make a play on it.
So having thrown 3 draws this game at 92%,
where? Whoa! Whoa!
7, 8.
Stay off! Stay off!
Need backing.
Calling this heavy here, just out of the hand.
7. No, 8.
So it's really needing to bend to get to the red backing here. It's getting close. And that's a pretty good shot there. Hard to do it much better. And don't think Scotland can score their 2 here. Mission accomplished for Team USA.
yeah, she's looking pretty happy there.
Have a look, but you have to cross it quite a lot.
Yeah, we're looking scared for a few moments there, the US girls. But that shot was made without any sweeping. So it is the draw here for Sophie Jackson. They will be forced to take their single, needing just a nibble of the forfeit here. Last stone of the fourth end.
Felt similar.
Will finally get a score after 3 blank ends. Falling this one a little short. Needing to work it here.
Come on, go, 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 go.
Sinclair and Smith.
Hard, 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 hard.
Oh, okay.
But even with some solid brushing, it's just barely creeping into the rings. That's not good enough, and USA will actually steal one here.
Good steal. Good job.
So that works out for them. 1-0.
So let's
Our first score after 4 ends of play.
Play a bit junkier because
Keeps happening.
yeah. Oh, okay. A bit junkier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little butt.
All right, go Jenna. Jenna. All right, Jenna.
If you've just joined us, we're here at the VoIP Defender World Junior Curling Championships 2017.
Oh. Okay, it's good.
On sheet A,
I did. I gave her.
Scotland versus USA. USA just leading 1-0. And we heard during the end break that USA are going to try and make this end a bit junkier.
All right, sounds good. Sounds exciting.
Naomi! 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 Heads up! Let it move! Let it move! Right, hard then, Naomi. Hard!
I think that's also saying
Hard, hard, hard!
that USA is feeling a bit more
Keep going,
confident
keep
in
going,
making
keep
their
going, keep
shots.
going. Hard, right over, right over, right over.
Draws
right
and
over,
hits.
Right over.
So
Okay.
they're going to play a little bit more aggressive, a little bit with more stones in play.
Here's fine.
USA and Scotland, two of the bigger curling nations in the world.
Stay
Scotland regarded as
Christine!
the inventor of the game, with written references to the sport all the way back to
Yep, go,
1541.
Carson. Yep. Keep
They
going.
did
Keep
find
going.
a
Hard. Keep
stone in
going.
sterling
All the way.
that was engraved
Hard.
with the
Yep.
numbers
All the
1511.
way. Bring it over.
So
Yep.
just about 500 years old, the sport.
That's okay.
While in USA, they are playing curling in more than 44 states, around 170 curling clubs,
Wow.
and about 20,000 curling players. So they're one of the big ones. And I think I mentioned the World Curling Federation having 54
Line's good!
members. That's actually been updated to 56
5!
after the
Right here!
WCF
Line's
assembly
perfect.
this fall.
Right
They've added
here.
2 new members.
Hard!
Guyana and Mexico
Hold it.
are now
Right here.
part of
Needs
the
to
World
move.
Curling Federation.
Naomi, hard. Hard, Naomi. Hard, 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 hard. Yep,
So
yep,
it's
yep. Keep going, keep going.
it's forever growing, Eleanor.
Good, so.
Thank you. Stop, Bar.
A little hot.
5.
5, 6.
Yeah. Needs to move. You gotta go a little bit. Okay. You can go.
No.
7, 6. Go ahead. 5, 6. Go ahead. Yep. Keep going. Yep.
Well, the American girls were asking for junkier. I'm not sure if you can get a lot more junkier than this so far. 3 center guards with their first 3 stones.
Well, I'm sure that the American girls think they can make it more junkier because early in the week they scored a 6 against Switzerland and a 4 against Japan. So I don't know if that's what they mean about junky.
Whoa, whoa, right on.
Well, looks like Millie Smith will be taking out the trash here. Trying to tidy things up, but she'll just dead jam it. And she'll actually rip her own stone in the back. That is not what they were looking for. Leaving all the guards up. And taking off their shots, so not looking too amused with the result there, Smith. And now a chance for America. They have a freebie draw around the center guards.
Hey, just out. Line's fine. Line's fine, needs to work. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, well. Slipping all the way to the back. Just hanging on. Yep. I don't think Scotland will dare to come around these center guards.
Again.
Still looking to tidy things up here along the center line. And Millie Smith will be looking to correct her mistake here. Red onto nothing. A bit of a missed line call there, honestly, from the skip Sophie Jackson.
She didn't do the same as the last one.
Yeah, it leaves the guard at the front.
Makes the outturn draw more difficult this time, leaving that red stone on the right-hand side as we see it.
I mean, both ways are really hard. Let's go this way.
Yeah, looks like the in-turn would be easier. So just a little bit more room there. This is where you sometimes easy to think too much about that corner guard and not wanting to catch it. So you throw a little softer just to help it out and get there. You just got to trust the brush and throw it clean as normal. But this one just a little heavy, and obviously heavy means it's going to curl later. So it does catch the corner ever so slightly.
Yeah, that's actually Christine McMakin's first draw this game.
Well, that makes it a little harder, of course.
So that's when it's really important to communicate down the players as to what the speed is.
Whoa, it's all there. Line's good. Close. Yep. Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Yes. Whoa. Whoa.
Now a draw from Scotland.
Okay.
But they also coming up heavy onto the back yellow. And I'm sure USA will follow.
Must be a little bit lighter.
Second attempt at an in-turn draw for Christine McMakin.
Well, let's hope she will be McMakin it.
Oh goodness.
Well, full of bad puns today.
Just today?
Okay, all week.
You can go. Just wait.
I'm sure she's heard that one before. I'm sure I made it last year too.
Hard. Very. Yep.
This one is pretty much made.
Hard. Good.
Fully buried, top 8. Pretty good.
Good sweep. Yeah, it's good. Good sweep, guys.
Can we not clear something?
Zero slider, pretty steady, nice, clean release.
You could probably get this.
That's
And,
there.
Sweeper's just controlling this in.
I think that.
Just waiting for it to curl.
Yeah.
And trying to drag it as far as they can.
Huh? Yeah.
And well, they find a nice spot for it.
I mean, angle tap. Not anymore.
We still have a. I mean, I think they're trying to blow it up a bit, but.
So Scotland back to peeling the guards here. There's a chance they might get some action on these hills. No question, you'll get two of them. We'll see if they can get a third going. All depending on how those angles stack up. And there she hits this, of course. And there goes 1-2. But they do not make contact with the third yellow. Just squeezed through there, really. So a little unlucky.
Yep, I like that. Good. You got it. Yes.
It's awkward because we're like, want to get in there before them,
That's the first time they've been able to peel two stones
just to give you some room.
with one rock in this end, so making things a little tidier.
High. But a 3 is okay.
USA very happy to just throw the guard here. And since they already have one guard, they can afford to be a little bit on the left side as we see it. Duberstein sporting in a bright
How high?
pink brush.
Coming in. 5, 4, 4, 4, 3. It's coming down a
Well,
little.
it's gotta
Maybe
be
her
a
lucky
3.
brush.
Still tight.
Gotta be a 3.
Maybe pink's her lucky color.
Are we here?
That might be easier to see
4.
for the players.
Or that.
Yeah, bring it here. Bring it here.
But this guard will be coming in too deep. In fact, is in the top of the 8 foot,
fine.
although the angle's not terrible for the
To catch that hill
US.
spin, though, wouldn't you?
Even if,
Doesn't leave an easy double.
yeah. You have to like catch it to miss it.
I tried to bring it like to the best spot. Thought I could.
Best spot is
Either that or you just do that.
And she's got a draw here.
Yeah. Okay.
The thing is,
that
if Scotland plays the double
Yeah.
here, there's no way the shooter's going to stay in the house. She's gonna, you're gonna have to catch
Pretty
the
much
first one so
thrown to
thin. It's gonna get so much momentum going to the right.
Pretty
It's just
much
gonna
thrown
spin
to
out the
miss
side
as well.
door.
Do you like this or the hit and roll?
I like this. I like this.
Think more.
Well, they might be playing something else.
Yep.
I heard hit and roll, but I think it's the double they're going for.
Hard. Whoa.
And he goes 1-2.
That's fine.
Just barely tickles the second one. And the shooter does roll out.
Yeah, I like that. Oh, sorry.
Do you want more ice?
I think USA again will just throw the guard here. It's not going to leave an easy shot for Scotland.
Same thing. What
You
is
see
it?
the outturn draw looks really tough through that port.
I think 15. I think mine thinks correct.
Put this guard in the right spot. The in-turn draw is going to be really hard as well.
Maybe the same thing with that plus.
You might see Scotland having to play a run back to score their single. Did overcurl the first one, and she was a little heavy, so needing to
Yes, line.
correct that.
And play to her sweepers for the
Again.
shot.
I think this is moving early.
Off. Jenna. Yep. Over and off.
And they've not been able to do much with the sweeping here. They could have been on that early, if anything, and
That's okay.
tried to keep it a little straighter. Didn't want to, as it was already there on its own. She's overcurled twice in a row there. You can see the handle just a little lazy, at least compared to a lot of the other players on the sheet today. And that's going to give you a lot more curl.
I am very aware. It's okay.
And
We can always take.
does over curl.
Yeah, just on that side.
That was not the tolerance. It'd be a lot better under curling that shot.
Yeah.
What do you think?
And now that Yellowstone is fully exposed, wide open for Sophie Jackson to make the hit and stick for 2.
Take your time.
Last stone of the 5th end, an important one. Could secure Scotland the lead coming into the halftime break.
Oh. Oh.
A lot more rotation from Sophie Jackson, that's for sure. Makes it run quite straight.
Carol.
2 straight? No, it will stick around. And that's 2 points up on the board for Scotland. Their first points of the game. After those 3 blank ends,
Hallelujah.
we're finally getting some action here. But now it's time for the teams to head off the ice for their 5-minute break.
I know.
And we'll be back with some highlights before the 6th end. Stay tuned.
I don't know.
So looking back at some of the highlights from the first 5 ends, of course, first 3 ends being blanked, we skip along to the 4th end, and it's Sophie Jackson with an outturn draw to score her single after a very nice freeze by Duberstein, skip of USA. Sinclair and Smith not being able to sweep that draw into the forfeit for the point. So USA steals 1 in the 4th.
I don't know. I kind of just want to play a bit junkier because.
Jenna.
And then we'll see Duberstein's last stone of this 5th end, where they had a great chance to put up the guard and go for another steal, but it over curls, leaving Sophie Jackson a chance to score her 2. You can see pretty much everything on this yellow. So on the in turn, throwing the controlled weight, running a little bit straight,
Come on, curl.
urging it to curl.
So,
And the stone
yeah.
will curl enough to stick around. 2 points for Scotland, so that's the score after 5 ends of play. Scotland 2, USA 1.
I was like,
So we're going to take a look at some of the statistics from those first 5 ends. We'll see Scotland playing 79%, USA at 68. Just definitely missing a few more shots, but very often at times it doesn't make a huge difference. The only big missed shot we've seen so far is probably the one we just watched, Duberstein's over curl on the guard in the 5th end, allowing Scotland to score 2. That one stolen point, of course, is the one USA has at the moment. But they will have last stone as we come back to sheet A in the Gangneung Curling Center. This place, of course, will host the curling at the Olympic Winter Games next year.
Whoa.
And this is very much a test event for the Olympic Games. Everything
Millie can go.
everyone's been doing here the last couple of weeks is what we'll be seeing a year from now. It's a great chance for everyone to see how everything works and make some corrections for next year. But so far, I think this event's gone very smoothly. Alison Howell, lead for USA. Having a bit of a dodgy game at 65% so far. But luckily, she has another 5 ends to pick up her numbers. Looking for the corner guard here.
Yep. All three. Off. Off. Good.
And that's a perfect shot from the American lead.
Yeah.
Good numbers, Eleanor.
93%.
If you can.
I'd be happy with that if I had a lead through at 93.
Needs to move a lot. Where? Hold on. No. Only when you can, Naomi. I think you can. Yep.
She started this end off with a really nice top 4 draw. And she'll place a nice guard as well. She does expose a little bit of the shots done on the corner guard side, though,
Like
which
12.
allows USA to make a hit and roll. So she would be better off maybe over curling and showing the other side.
Yep.
Alison Howell, nicknamed Ellie, has been curling for 12 years.
Well, if this sticks around, that's a pretty good result for Howell. Opens up the front, rolls the shooter in behind the guard.
Controlled.
That was not plan A, but a really good plan B. And that's what you get when you keep your weight down. You have a lot more options. As Millie Smith now has been asked to peel the corner.
Wait, stop a touch. Whoa. Close. Yep. Whoa. Oh, no. Roll it in. Yep. Hard, Yumi. Go. Okay. Hey, Millie.
Corner guard's gone.
Good play, Des. I like that. I like it.
Shot stone is open. Just a little bit of room between the guards and the red and the forfeit. So USA looking to make a little hit and flop in behind. Very nice shot.
Yep. This hand.
I like
this hand. I prefer this one. Controlled.
And as you'll see, Scotland making the short run back to eliminate the yellow behind it.
Normal. Close. Oh. Oh.
She's real good here. She might even stick the guard in behind cover. But this one looking a little wide. You can see Sophie Jackson looking over to see if she has another option. That is an interesting one. She ends up squeezing that redstone into the forefoot and ends up behind cover of that top red.
I know.
But
Actually, right to it.
not ideal still.
It gives USA a
Right to it.
corner guard and something to draw up to. With still the whole left side of the house to draw to for Anne-Marie's last shot, if need be.
Touchdown. 4. You can go. 3, 2. 2. 4. Okay. 3, 4. I don't really. 3. Yeah, just keep going. I don't really know what to do with it. Keep going. Yep, keep going. That's fine, John. That works.
Barrier.
Yeah. No.
Oh, that draw comes up short.
Yeah, missed opportunity there by Jenna Bercheski. And as you'll see, this USA stone
Yep.
will soon be removed.
Hard. Hard. Whoa.
Oh.
Other way.
Oh.
Yep.
Hard, Millie.
Okay.
Okay.
There is a few yellows on the house here.
10.
The Americans can make a few good shots. They might bring them into play for a multiple score. We're going to start with a set and roll for Christine McMakin. She's had a good game at 75% so far.
Yes! Yes!
Starting over curl. Is there a double instead? No, it's going to curl too much, not even making contact with that redstone.
Okay. Art.
Visibly upset there. The American third,
Either that or we come round.
not really the tolerance for it.
Okay. Short's fine.
Nose
Okay.
hit would have been a lot better. Scotland's gonna draw again.
Just 6. 5, 6. Take a look. Just 5, 6. Whoa. Line. Close line. Yep. Hard. Whoa. Line's fine.
Yeah, take it here. Yep.
Go. Hard, Millie. Hard, right back. Whoa. Good, Millie. Okay.
That's it, but
Same day.
Sorry.
Sure. And you came a tad narrow.
So I'm gonna go for this hit and roll again here. See if McMakin can
Back 5. Go more than that.
make the correct adjustment. So easy to overcorrect here. And does seem like that's what she's done. Nose hit.
yeah, even if we just roll to here.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's a
Like
similar
last
shot
game
for
of
Sophie
that.
Jackson. She's had a few struggles, but made a good shot when they needed it in the 5th end to score that 2.
Yep, hard, hard. Whoa, yep, whoa, 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 whoa. Hard,
She'll make a nice hit and roll here.
Good.
Perfect.
That's it.
See, with the rotation Sophie Jackson has, stone tends to get a little more action off the other stones.
It was 9:34 something.
Might roll a little further than
Still a wee bit. But it looks good weight.
than for others.
But
Of course, she knows
like from how much
that.
less. Yeah.
So does Naomi Brown, and they were able to make a perfect line call there. And USA were thinking about making the run back to clear the front, but knowing that the only way to score 2 here is to make the draw.
Close on line. Make sure, yeah.
Calling this one short, really having to work it.
Bring it.
3's not good, 3's not in the house.
You guys got it. Go, go, go. Go, 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 go. Right in. Go, go, go.
See how far they can get it. They're in the house here. 12 foot, 8 foot,
Good.
and just enough to be second shot. And that's not too bad there. That helps.
Yeah, I like that.
It was sounding a lot worse coming down.
Like that.
Yeah.
A bit more, I think. Yeah. Eli won. Just throw a guard on the tram line. On the tram line.
Okay, shot. Yeah, like that.
40.
Yeah, 35, 40, probably good. Take your time. Slow
Scotland's just going to throw the guard here. Try and take away the tap for USA.
Where?
Make the draw a little harder.
Keep calling where we are. Keep calling where?
Well, this is heavy.
Round then. Yep, round. Yep. Whoa, whoa. Is it stopping? Whoa. Millie. Whoa, Millie's. Whoa.
We're calling this about T-line out the hand,
That's fine there.
but maybe because they were a little wider, found a new path and
Half a little bit, do you?
weight came down. So they've taken away the pure draw, but there is a gap here to play a tap up on that yellow stone, nibbling the top of the forfeit.
Yeah, there's that tap up, like you say. But they were also looking at the in-turn draw
Just tap.
to the back, to the red back 4. But they've chosen the tap for the shot, knowing the line.
Last stone of the 6th end for
Whoa line.
Anne-Marie Duberstein.
Whoa line. 7. Whoa line. 7. Whoa line.
Hanging out there at the moment,
Stay off.
needing to
Stay
make its
off.
way to the center line here.
Stay off.
It's trying, but it's not going to be enough.
That's fine.
Weight was fine, just a little wide, and doesn't tap that yellow far enough, and it's a steal of 1 for Scotland.
No, she asked for the same ice.
Now slowly running away with the game. It's 3 shots to 1 for Scotland after 6 ends of play.
That's great.
Do the corner right thing again.
Okay. Let's go down.
And nothing else to say other than execute. And
The 7th end is underway here.
Heads up.
If you're just joining us, of course we're here in the Gangneung Curling Center in Korea for the World Junior Curling Championships 2017.
Go, go, go.
You're listening to myself, Sander Olvag, and I'm joined by Eleanor Adiento to give you the play-by-play. And it's Scotland leading 3-1 after 6 ends. And that was Sophie Sinclair making a draw to the button. And here we have Alison Howell throwing up the corner guard, looking for their 2.
Okay.
This is when you really can't afford to be in the house when you're meant to be a guard.
Oh boy.
And you hear a sigh from the players.
Barrier.
Well, that's an unforgivable mistake, really. Not being able to utilize the free guard zone. And now Sophie Sinclair can play the hit. Of course, she wouldn't be allowed to do that if it was outside the rings.
Clean, yeah.
And even though
Right to it. Be clean.
Howell throws a corner guard on her next one, the free guard zone is
Good thing.
pretty much up. And Scotland can just continue peeling. And I have a odd sensation, or an odd feeling, that they might just do that, being 2 points up here. Wouldn't be surprised if they switch on the defensive gears and start hitting everything yellow.
Yep, yep, yep. Yep. Christine, yeah. Yep. 2-1. Over and up.
So they will throw the corner guard again, this time on the other side. And she's made
Yep. Yeah.
a correction.
That works.
A little bit shy for weight this time. Still usable somehow. But Scotland seems to think that, well, that guard's so long, it's not really going to help them. Let's just throw a guard, I think. Tight guard.
3. Naomi. Keep looking.
They have a pretty good shot stone in there.
Line's good.
So not being too defensive.
Line's big. Where? Oh, it's gonna overswing.
I'm having to eat my own
Yep,
words here.
Yep. Hard, hard, hard. Hard, hard.
Thought they were going to go all out defensive here, but taking the opportunity to switch gears and throwing the center guard.
Yeah, I think that's a good move. You can't be too comfortable on a 2-point lead.
No, absolutely correct there. Still 4 ends to go. And very early in the end as well. And I will even see the American girls choose to peel the center guard, which I think is maybe a tad too defensive now.
Yeah, definitely, I think so. I think when you go for a corner guard, you've really got to use it.
And this is not helping too much. So they've got some junk here in the 7th end. Now, I can understand that a blank end wouldn't be the worst option for the Americans, but I think that time has passed. So many stones in play here. Just going to have to go for their 2.
4. Yep. 3. Yep. To 4. Line's good. Oh, then. Oh, let it come down. Sophie. Yep.
Scotland is playing the draw here. It's got maybe half buried around that center guard. Try and leave a stagger on the stones. I think they've done that well.
So on sheet B, just to update you guys, Sweden is leading against Norway 5-2. On sheet C, Hungary leading 8-6 against Turkey. And on sheet D, Japan leading against Canada 9-1.
We should peel. All right.
I'd just like to correct myself. On sheet B, it's Korea against Sweden. With Sweden leading 5-2.
What if we did the run?
Well, thank you for that, Eleanor.
At least if I don't get it, I'd peel it, right? I think we should be peeling.
Of course, our main focus is on this game, which is getting slightly more interesting as we come along. Scotland really in the driving seat here.
Yes! Gotta go.
2 points up, and it's not looking too well for the Americans here. Really on the back foot and looking to open things up. Doesn't get any contact with the Redstones here, and it's really sitting pretty for the Scots. You can just keep throwing a guard at this. It'll be hard for the US girls to even score.
Yeah, and they've pretty much blocked their in-turn draw.
Hold it, held it. Just two. Just two. Millies. Hard. Hard, Millies.
You can hear Naomi Brown saying, just kind of held it back there.
Go, go, go. Hard, Millie. Every edge, every edge, every edge. Go, 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 go. Hard, right over, right over.
Taking some of the weight off it,
Every edge, every edge. Go, 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 go.
but with some heavy-duty sweeping. We found a pretty decent spot for it, although we'd have probably liked to curl a tad more.
Roll.
Now that those Redstones are accessible to USA, at least the top one, and we'll see if they can curl enough.
Like 10 still. Okay. I don't mind that.
Catch it
9,
thick
5,
enough
10.
to get any action on the shot stone as well. Key shot here. Ever crash on the guard, just going to leave Scotland a chance to put a better one back. So needing to take this opportunity now. Now that we're down to third rocks. Christine McMakin. Oh, she's thrown quite a lot of weight for this one. She will get the top one. But Scotland still with that centre guard and shot stone.
This way.
This way's too awkward, I think.
Yeah. Top 12.
Yeah.
Half an 8 foot.
Okay.
So a draw is called by Scotland to more or less replace that stone. The in-turn would have been more natural, but it's pretty much choked off by those yellow guards. So coming on the out-turn here.
Hard, let it go. Hard, strong now. Hard. Line's good now. Millie. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
It's a little bit of panic for line. Ends up coming up a tad heavy. That's probably made right out of the hand.
How much do you have?
Bit of miscommunication there for that shot. And you can see that
9-5.
it's partially open for the US. Just come down on here. Get close to nose on the red one with some weight. You'll be able to split back the reds and open up the forefoot. Another must-make shot for McMakin.
Whoa!
And that is better. Does open up the forefoot, but again, maybe just a tad too much weight there. Rolls out. Leave Scotland another chance to come around.
Okay, yeah. I think there's good. There's okay.
That's actually what I took for my intern, so take a bit less.
Okay.
Top 4, top 8's okay.
Oh, look here.
Felt close.
Whoa.
Line's good.
Whoa.
Needs to move.
Whoa, whoa. Whoa, let it curl. Whoa, then. Whoa.
To the back.
Right back. Right back. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Millie.
Yep. Hard. Whoa. That's good there. Fine there.
Well, that's the definition of letting USA off the hook. And all of a sudden, a chance for Duberstein to maybe set up for a 2 here. She can make a good draw.
As close as you can get it. Go, 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 girls. Go, go, go. Dig, dig, dig. Every inch. Go, go, go.
Well,
That's okay.
the girls are working hard, but it's hardly working. Just not going to get there in the end.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Scotland's line 3.
I think.
What ice did I have last
Well,
time?
you were here last time. It was back I think.
And you can hear
Think a similar way.
Swedish skip Isabella Verano on the other sheet.
What was she saying?
Just very intense screaming there. You mentioned how her mom brought her tons of food back from Sweden, so she might get some, have some more energy today
Oh, hey, just
as they're playing Korea.
Yeah.
But
If we're wide,
back to our
one
sheet.
cup.
Sophie Jackson
I think that's too much ice now.
thinking about
Similar ice.
coming around the yellow, I think.
Or out a bit further.
Do you think that's a bit risky? Coming around the yellow? Because you may tap it up accidentally?
Ah, well,
Line's really good.
you have to...
Line's good.
Roll if you can. Roll if you can.
You can't be afraid of losing if you're going to win. And this is, I think it's a great chance to put additional pressure on Duberstein. You could very easily steal here with a good draw. You see she's a little bit wide for line, so maybe just
That's fine.
a little careful with that yellow, as you mentioned. But I think the out turn now is pretty choked off. It's only the tap left for USA.
Just come down because we're out there. Or what was it? Like 35.
42. So I think it's actually a nice tea weight.
Jackson just asking her sweepers if it runs a little slower when you go a little further out, which is just pretty common. Of course, you play an unplayed track, sometimes a little slower on you. We're down to the last stone of the 7th end here. Another must-make shot for Team USA. Tapping up their own yellow.
Whoa. Line only.
Remember, she tried the tap in the 6th end. It under-curled. This time too, waiting for it to curl. Does it have enough weight to get there? Yes, it does.
Beautiful.
Very nice shot by Anne-Marie Duberstein. And that's a single score for USA. A real important one to stay in the game. But they still trail Scotland, 2 shots to 3. We'll be back with the 8th end in just a moment.
We're gonna go for a seal?
Yeah.
You want 2 center guards, or do we want a Dedek it? Just go 1. Okay. Okay, let's pull a Dedek. Dedek on 3. 1, 2, 3, Dedek. Whoa! Whoa!
Go, Jenna.
Welcome to
Whoa.
the 8th end
Whoa!
between Scotland and USA.
Yep, finish. Both.
Scotland leading
Yep.
2 shots to 2
Yep. Up.
means that
Whoa.
USA
Whoa.
will be needing to go big or go home, as they're already at 3 losses after 6 games.
All right.
Means is almost a must-win game for them. Dropping down to 4 losses. There's no guarantee they'll get to the playoffs. Although it has happened. Like you can go straight to the playoffs at 5 and 4. Pretty rare.
Oh, whoa.
But on many occasions, you might get a tiebreaker at 5 and 4. But also,
Good, so good.
sometimes you won't even get that with 5 wins. So
Sorry, I didn't mean Millie.
we did hear the American girls say, "Oh, let's go for steal here." So that is the plan as we get the number comparisons for the leads. Sinclair, Howell. There's a clear difference there.
Christine's rock. Yes,
All of 36% separating the leads. Probably the biggest difference we've seen so far this week. And that's another miss by Alison Howell. I will say, though, that if anything, she does tend to miss on the right side of things. Like now, the worst thing, of course, would be to play the draw through the house. At least leaving another guard leaves a little more clutter. And that's what they need to steal. So sometimes if you're not going to make the best shot, at least getting something out of it is always good.
Nothing.
Yeah, we're right through.
On the other hand,
Okay.
Sophie Sinclair this time drawing through the house. Maybe better than dropping another guard for Scotland, as they are up and wanting to keep things a little open. Clearly Scotland wanting to score their 2 here in the 8th end and take a
Just wait.
commanding lead.
Okay.
But even scoring 1 here for the Scots
Wait.
would be pretty good for them. 2 up
No,
coming
it's
into the
already
9th end.
No, it's not off.
So you'll see very often teams at least trying to keep the center open in the situation. As Jenna Bercheski just draws to the back 12.
Control. Yeah.
And Scotland's implementing a tactic we've seen the USA attempt a few times. Instead of just peeling the guard, they will remove it and try and roll the shooter into a more usable spot for themselves.
Whoa. Yeah. Hard.
And just like that, magic. The center guard is now a corner.
If we do that, we might punt them in. What? You can just go here. Okay.
So you an 85 on that? Go with like a 90?
And here are the seconds stats. Millie Smith, a good 17% ahead of Bercheski.
Whoa. Good call, Skip.
Nice draw there.
Just gonna go round, or and then you can hit and roll with the next.
So how hard
Feel?
do you go for your 2? That's the question here for Scotland.
Feel that way.
How much do you want your 2, and
Okay.
how much do you just want to make sure you can get 1? And I think that question is answered by this call. Peeling the guard. Not wanting to get too fancy here. Just make sure that the next score is for Scotland.
Hard, reach it. Whoa. Whoa.
A nice clean pick.
Sensible move there. I think they know that the USA are really needing to steal this end, or trying to at least. And so if Scotland just keeps things open, they should be able to save themselves with the last stone draw if need be. And scoring a 1 here is perfectly fine, keeps you on the evens, and they'll still be ahead by 2 points.
Okay, I'll go. Allison. Okay, 4. 4. Finish. Finish. Yep. Okay. Good.
Well, I think that maybe slipped a little too deep.
Either that or hit the front one.
Yeah.
So we've got something up here.
Okay. Normal.
Yeah.
I think it would be tempting to make a play on the top yellow here, yes. Sophie Jackson initially thinking to make a play on the shot stone, but it's cleared the front, Naomi Brown says.
Yep. 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 Hard. Yep. Gotta go. Whoa. 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 Yep. 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 Whoa.
Oh, just going to jam it, and that's an unfortunate result as they've now rolled USA's shot stone into a much better spot and actually left a red guard.
Just curled at the last.
If USA
Just curled at the last
can put up
second.
another center here,
It's like-
it's looking pretty good for steel. 19% ahead Naomi Brown is of McMakin.
3. 2.
So you see Scotland's been out playing the US girls in at least the first 3
Over and up.
positions
Over
on
and
the
up.
team. It'll be interesting to see how the skips match up later on. I wonder if there might be a little bit of a different case there. And again, the guard from USA just
I thought that looked like
erring on the wrong side of things.
I thought that looked like too much ice. Oh. Thanks.
Would have been better to undercurl slightly there.
We stay. Yep. Yep. We stay.
The shot stone is exposed.
Hard. Gotta go. Really good to go. Hard.
Naomi Brown looking to make amends for that first mistake. Super's really on it. On it like a bonnet. No. We'll take the top red.
Like the same thing? Yeah, I like that. Here.
Disaster for Scotland. Naomi Brown has had such a good game all the way through.
Okay.
With just a few
I don't know whether to call them off.
simple mistakes here. I mean, she's an inch off both shots.
Getting there though. Yeah, same.
But very often the case when you just miss by a tiny bit, it's disaster. And often when you miss big, it's almost better.
I've never seen a field
Run like it.
I feel it running that swimming.
And now USA really needing to put this next one in the right spot. Steal here and they could tie up the game. Duberstein
Al.
made a really nice tap there in the 7th end to score a single.
Over and off, over and off, over and off.
Over and off is being called from third McMakin. Usually means it's over curling.
Yeah, just leave
See
it.
where it ends up.
That's nice.
Not too bad there.
Stop just in time.
Yeah, got a little bit of help on that other centre guard. And here we see the numbers for the skips. And like I predicted, it's a lot closer of a race, actually. Duberstein outscoring Sophie Jackson by 4%. And that has been the difference. Scotland's outplayed the USA for the most part, but Sophie Jackson has had a few struggles and haven't really been able to take advantage of her team setup in the end.
Okay. I think we peel the front. I don't know. She replaces. She replaces it then.
Question is,
Huh?
where does the first yellow go if you make the peel?
Yeah. Either that
Does it
or
go
you
straight
play
back
this.
on the onto the shot stone, or
I think.
does it hit the red? I think there's a fair chance it might go straight down the center line.
Yeah.
Do you want to call a time out?
Yeah, maybe. Okay.
Of course, depending on how thick you hit the center line stone.
I just feel like this is going here.
You've called a timeout though, so
Yellow.
maybe the experience of Kate Brewster might help in this situation.
Sorry?
But I don't think it will open it.
I don't think it will. Do you not think that might
I think
stay?
this is going to come here.
I think this.
that'll go, but this one will bounce back.
I think this one will come over to here.
I think this will go.
Okay.
They're so skinny.
Yeah.
Here she is,
Okay.
Scottish coach.
I just think the peel. This is going to come back in off this. I don't know if it will though. 'Cause
Look at the angles up there.
sorry. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but
It doesn't matter about red. We're third shot. Yeah. They like so you think we just open it up? Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Brewster
Go here.
seems to think
Yeah.
that, yeah, make the
half-stone.
double on the yellows. The Scottish girls were worried that the yellow stone on the right hand side might catch the red
bounce
corner
back.
guards and spin right back.
Half stone peel.
Huh?
Half stone.
yeah.
Half stone should be good. If you ever catch it too thin though, that's where you might see the center line stone spin in towards the house,
I
but
think that ice is okay for half stone.
shouldn't be too much of an issue. Just play enough weight at it, and probably see the yellow spring away. And we'll see what action I will get off the corner.
Yeah, gotta go.
Hard!
Not too happy with the slide there.
Hard! Hard! Hard, 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 hard!
And,
Okay. That's fine. Good.
well, yellows go away, but the shooter stays up there.
The guard might be easier now.
So tight enough.
It might take more away.
And I wonder if that's choked off the out-turn draw.
It's like a tight 3. I would.
No, it came out so tight in my leg. Glad it was a straight punch. Yeah.
Yeah, there you can see it. Sophie Jackson, shooter, has blocked off the out-turn. Now if USA plays a perfect guard,
Damn it, I forgot to tuck
there
my
won't be
foot in.
too many fantastic options for the Scots.
I get 3.
Probably just split the center line here. Now, if you remember back to the 5th end, this is where, obviously coming the other way, but it's the same turn. As Duberstein played her guard that over curled and left Sophie Jackson with the open hit for 2. Gotta make sure not to make that same mistake again.
Okay, well,
It's coming awfully tight to the house here.
that's fine.
And although the line's pretty good, it's come so deep, Scotland
Lit.
can make a double perhaps. I don't think they have much else.
Okay.
And that's a bit of a mistake to allow Scotland to do that. If that was 4 feet shorter, I think Scotland would have a really tough time in scoring.
Yeah, we're 1, 2, 3.
careful not to jump it.
There is a yellow stone in the back 12, which I think might be outcounting the top red. I do think if Scotland makes the double, though, the shooter should be outcounting the back yellow, at least for the one. But first of all, just needing to get the yellows going here. Last stone of the 8th end for Sophie Jackson. Every shot's a key shot at this point. She's going to get 1 and 2, and there we go. So definitely 1, and then we're going to have a second look. Could it be 2? I think it's awfully close. Great shot, nonetheless, by Sophie Jackson.
Yeah.
Picking up her game at the right moment. So I think we have called for a measure.
For a second shot.
The umpire will come on and have a closer look. So it's definitely 1 for the Scottish girls.
Yeah.
Like we said, even 1 for the Scots is pretty good. If it's 2, that is huge, and it'd be real hard for Team USA to turn that around. Now you can see the dial. There's a tiny needle there. See if we can watch the action. Goes about 3/4 around. Now the umpire is always good at hiding the dial from us. Makes it hard to see. Oh, that's close, but it is yellow, according to the umpire. It's only the 1 for Scotland, so it's still game on. Nothing's over yet, and after 8 ends of play, Scotland leads the game 4 shots to 2.
And then you want to go closer. What happened there? They just got good ones this round.
Yeah. And their guard was awkward because it was so long.
Sophie Sinclair has the honour of kicking off this 9th end. You know, this game started with 3 blank ends, but it's been a lot more fireworks after half-time.
Yeah, as we had predicted earlier in the game, a low-scoring game here, and some back-and-forth action between the two teams.
USA yet to pick up a multiple score with the hammer. Their only score so far have been the steal in the 4th end, and then the forced single in the 7th end. And if there's a time to score 2, it would be now. In the 9th end, trailing by exactly 2 points. You could tie up the game. And this time, the corner guard is in place from Alison Howell, right on the VoIP Defender logo. I think the tap is called here by Sophie Jackson. You can hear Naomi Brown saying, "I prefer to go around." I think I agree. Definitely a lot easier to just draw around the stone than make the perfect tap on the nose. They're calling it heavy now. That's very often the case when you play those taps. You tend to feel that you need to throw a little extra to get it there. You end up overthrowing it and, you know, getting the line for this tap. There's just no room for error. So although that wasn't a well-executed shot, I think it's sort of the wrong call as well.
10.
Gives USA the hit and short roll beneath their corner guard they just put up.
I think Scotland just wanted the guard there to use the free guard zone.
Close, yep.
And that was the plan. If you make the tap, you leave the shooter outside the rings.
Yep.
But this result definitely not too good for the Scots. And this is an even worse result for USA as they roll out. It's the last thing you can do, because now Scotland can just peel the corner and the end's over. And Scotland not too keen on allowing USA to blank here. We're actually looking for the hit and roll off the guard. I have to say, for myself, I wouldn't mind just handing USA a blank end here, being 2 up, coming back home in the 10th end. That's going to win you most curling games.
Good, Millie. Good, Millie.
But of course, rolling into the house here, you could end up forcing USA. And that'd be ideal. But those 2 red stones in the very top of the 12th foot could act like guards for USA later on. So if they don't get a mistake on the peels from the Scots, just come around those in the back of the house. It might just make things a little difficult for Scotland.
Yep, keep going. Keep going. Okay, it's over.
Nice peel by Millie Smith, as we'll take a look at those 2 other games, or 3 other games rather.
On sheet B, Sweden ahead against Korea 5-4. On sheet C, Hungary ahead against Turkey 11-9. And on sheet D, the final score is Japan winning against Canada 10-1.
11-9, and they're in the 9th end. That is some crazy numbers. It might be one of the highest scoring games I've ever seen, all depending on how it pans out for the last 2. We did see a 12-11 win earlier in the week. I believe it was USA beating Switzerland. It's when they scored a 6 in the 8th end. And that was a bit of a doozy. So it'll be interesting to see how that pans out for Turkey and Hungary. And also a tight game between Sweden and Korea, and it's just next to us.
It's a much better corner guard.
Don't mind that. Or just a straight peel.
What, this hand?
No. No, I like that hand.
You're gonna run into that.
That's okay.
That's okay, though.
Okay.
Or just controlled then.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Right, okay.
Control.
So they're afraid of catching this too thin and catching their own stone top 12. I don't think it'd be a big problem to just peel this on the outside, on the out turn. You'd have to catch it extremely thin to jam it.
Normal, just
Nothing.
peel.
Nothing.
Just peel. Yep.
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 Okay.
So that is what happens. And that is a guard for USA. If they choose to use it, it doesn't look like they will.
Or you can just draw, whatever you like. I like drawing better.
For me, sometimes it
When we
doesn't
do
look
that,
like
we're only gonna be on top 12.
USA has a clear plan for the end. It's going a little bit back and forth.
Yeah, that draw is an easier shot than a hit and precise roll behind cover, you know?
Well, I think it's really the only way you're going to score 2 here is playing the draw. Even if you make the perfect hit and roll, that's an incredibly short run back for Scotland, and you're going to be looking at a blank end most likely. If you want a blank, it's fine, but just gotta. It's easier to stay a little more consistent in your choices.
7, 8. Can we bring it back? Yeah.
This draw has some decent weight, just doesn't curl enough on them.
Like this. Or roll that way. Yeah.
Of course, you could go for the blank here if you feel like the end hasn't panned out as you like. Because scoring 2 now and stealing 1 in the 10th is really much the same as scoring 2 in the 10th and stealing 1 in the extra. But I think you need to take your chances while you have them.
Can't touch it.
Naomi Brown does make contact. USA will call for the draw once more. Hopefully try and find a better line this time. And when you're correcting the same shot, what's important is for the thrower and the skip to be on the same terms. You know, if the skip chooses to take less ice and then the thrower also chooses to throw a softer handle, it's going to be too much and you're going to end up over curling. I'm not sure if that's the case for this shot, but they do wreck on the guard.
I like just a wee roll.
And like I said, either you take less ice or as a thrower you tell the skip that, well, I threw that a little bit inside out. I'll throw it better the next time. Just gave me the same ice and we'll be fine. Or you throw the same and take less ice.
Yeah, on the nose.
Yeah, I think USA is starting to show frustration. And sometimes when you do feel that way, communication can go down.
Yeah.
And focus can go down as well.
Yeah, that's a good point. That is, I think, something a lot of teams need to work on. Just to keep talking, even though things aren't going your way.
No, he can't touch it.
Sophie Jackson's out turn's not going to curl very much.
Only catching a piece.
She's always a little inside out and
Good, Soph.
quite a lot of rotation, which means she does not need very much ice for these hits, but she'll make contact and stick around.
What? It sticks out so much. Yeah, it came pretty wide though. That's why I didn't give it anything. I wasn't sure if that was going to stick around, but it did. Because it was down, because I held on to it longer, because you were sliding wide. Yeah.
Well, spirits are definitely high for the Scottish team. And this is the last chance really for Duberstein to get the deuce. She's going to have to do it all by herself here with the 2 last yellow stones to come.
Line's good now.
What we call a skip's deuce.
Switch, go.
When the skipper needs to do all the work. There is cover to find.
Hard for anything. Okay.
But this time again, just going to sit in the open. Should be pretty straightforward for Sophie Jackson to remove the yellow.
Okay. Barrier still.
She might be tempted to
The last one was probably a true barrier.
get a tiny roll
Don't mind
too.
his nose.
Yeah. Yeah, roll your way.
Nose hit should be pretty good. I'm not 100% sure if
I roll so.
Anne-Marie Duberstein can make the nose hit back for the 1. She might be forced in drawing.
Try not to jump out.
So if you make the nose hit here, USA needs to find the forfeit for their single point. Caught some curl this time. A little bit of panic in the voices here. A little over curl slightly, but stick around the 8 foot, so it is the draw for the single point here.
I swear, were you digging there?
Against 3 on the 9th end.
Well, she just threw this draw, making it to the 8 foot, which means she should really be close with this one. Getting to throw the same shot once more, same path, same everything. You'd expect her to be close. Last stone of the 9th end here.
Oh, you guys.
This draw needs to be there to keep USA alive. Not only for this game, but for the championship.
Gotta be here. Go, go, go.
And the sweepers are on it early and working it all the way. I'm not sure if it's going to get there, Eleanor. And it's not there. You can hear the sweepers just giving up on it at the very last second, and that's a steal of 3 for Scotland. And you got to wonder, is that game over? Yes, it is. Handshakes all around. You just couldn't quite get the best out of them today. The American girls, Scotland were the stronger team. Sophie Jackson had her struggles early on, but found her game in the second half. And with that, just shut USA out. Final score is 7 shots to 2 for the Scots.
Holy, I've never seen that.
And they're looking real solid now.
I was like, oh my God, it's gotta go.
They'll move up to 6-1, 6 wins, 1 loss. USA will drop to 3 wins, 4 losses, and playoff chances are looking slim. We'll have some highlights for you in just a few moments, and we'll try and get a few words in with winning skip Sophie Jackson, as I just run through the other scores once more. We did see Japan pick up a win against Canada. Dominant performance at 10 shots to 1 win in only 6 ends. And then we see Sweden picking up 1 point in the 9th end to lead Korea 6 shots to 4 before the final end there. While the 9th end between Turkey and Hungary is yet to finish. Hungary still leading 11 shots to 9. It's Scotland playing USA after 3 blank ends in the first 3. USA steals one in the 4th. This is Anne-Marie Duberstein's last stone in the 5th end, over curling the guard, which proved to be a little crucial. It was then Sophie Jackson finally had a golden opportunity to put a multiple score up on the board. An in-turn takeout, running a little bit straight on her, but finally curling up enough to stick around. And it will be the deuce for Scotland, leading the game 2 shots to 1 after 5 ends of play.
Huh? Oh, I know. I was like, oh,
In the 6th end, It is Scotland lying shot stone. Skip Duberstein with the outturn tap by throwing it a little bit wide, having to wait for line, and in the end doesn't have enough pace to tap the yellow one up far enough. A steal of 1 for Scotland, slowly running away with the game, as after 6 ends of play they are now up by 2, 3 shots to 1. The teams, they trade singles through 7 and 8, and when we get to the 9th end, it is USA having to draw for their single point to stay in the game. Scotland lying 3. And Jenna Burcheski, Alison Howell sweeping it as far as they can, but it doesn't get there. And with a steal of 3, Scotland will pick up the win. 7 shots to 2, final score. And now a chance for us to talk with Sophie Jackson.
Congratulations on your win today, Sophie. How do you feel the game went?
The game was a really good game. It was a tight game until the last end there. It was a game of patience out there. I missed a couple, and my team really helped me carry on when I was struggling, and so that was really good.
This is your 2nd year playing at the World Junior Curling Championships. How do you feel this year is different to last year's experience?
This year's a very different experience because we're ahead in the table this year, and last year we unfortunately got relegated and played the World Bs this year. So I think we've just put in a lot more work this year, stuck to our processes, and we're not using social media too much, not looking at that, so that's really helping us out.
There's a strong Scottish crowd support here in the arena. What does this support mean to you?
The support again is really helpful. It's nice when there's other countries cheering, but then there's someone still there for you. It's nice to watch the boys as well when they're playing, and it's nice for them to watch us.
Thank you so much for your time. Good luck for the rest of the tournament.
Thank you.
Well, that's the curling we have for you this afternoon. We'll have more curling action this evening. We're going to feature in the men's session undefeated Korea playing Scotland, who's on form after losing 2 games. They've now won 4 straight games, and it should be a good one. So please join us again here at World Curling TV. See you again this evening.